I'm gonna do my best CBA judge impersonation. I'm gonna give you a 9. I just can't give you a 10. Just can't do it. Because maybe there's something better down the road.
You gave me a 9.5 last week, asshole.
Yeah, I'm backing it off. I'm saving room for something better. So
you meant your KCBS judges. You gave me a 9. I appreciate that.
All barbecue judges. Let's not kid ourselves.
Well, that was
Wes, I thought it was great. I thought it was great, Wes. I'm going to give you a 10, and I hope to give you a 10 every week.
You're the man, bro. I love you, Phil. A lot more.
I love you too. What's up, fellas?
Man, it's moving and shaking. I think I'm the only one that cooked this weekend. I don't think both of y'all cooked over the weekend. Y'all are, Phil's catching fish and Wes is, serving banana pudding, I think,
What they bought anyway, the cheap sons of bitches. If anybody's watching, I apologize. Just thought you were going to buy more.
Well,
do y'all ship? Do y'all ship?
Did we what?
Do you ship? Man, banana pudding would be good right now.
For the right. I want you to hold over there. Those bananas, they will hold. They will hold. Wait. We got it. You having fun over there? Well, I see you are.
Yeah, man. No, yeah, we got here. Man, it was the morning of the 4th when we got here, which was the 3rd for you guys. And yeah, it's like the sights are amazing. And then, man, unfortunately, we not half a day into it, then we sleep, then we wake up to just total devastation back home. And I'm waking up to people texting me, "Are you okay?" And I'm like figuring out what's going on. And then, man, we're fine. Our place is fine. We're in New Zealand right now. But yeah, just 30 minutes up the road from where we live has been the flooding in Texas and the total devastation that's come through Kerrville and Hunt and Ingram, and not just there, right? I've seen some other stuff in Georgetown and Burnett and a couple other places too, but obviously the hardest hit. And man, it's just these natural disasters are tough. They're unexpected. They're not predictable sometimes. It happened in the middle of the night. It happened on a holiday weekend. And, man, all these kids' camps, they were all so excited to finally get to go to camp, and this happened. So, man, I don't know. Our hearts are with everyone. Our thoughts and prayers, man, we're it's been weighing on us really hard. So, yeah, we're here, but we kind of want to be back home, So our thoughts and prayers go out, and it's unimaginable. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man. You can only watch so much of the stuff on TV. I've got a 14-year-old daughter that goes to camp every year. And that's why it's kind of really hit home for me. You drop them off, you expect everything's going to be fine, and you pick them up, man. And you see, I know there was many more people that got affected outside of the camp, but that hit home for me to watch it and see the devastation that came through. And you see the pictures of people dropping their daughters off and hugging them and thinking, oh, man, it'll be, 5-7 days and we'll pick them up. And, man, I don't know how much I can talk about it because it's affected me and it's affected everybody. But I'll definitely get choked up on this deal. But, man, if you guys or whoever's out there are praying people, continue to pray. They need it. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I tell you, whenever I talked to Phil the other day on the phone, he was like, "Bill, man, it's fine by me if we try to use the show as a platform to try to raise, some money for these guys, and whether it be this episode or the whole month." And I couldn't agree more. Phil knows a lot of people. I think, it's right in his backyard. So obviously I reached out to Blake, and I'm gonna let Brenda. Brenda is one of our event reps. She's a secretary for CBA. She's on our board, but I'm gonna let her introduce Blake because Blake is also a promoter and whatnot. But she's got a story. She's like a KCBS rep. Same thing, but for CBA. And man, obviously Phil, myself, we all know her real well. We cook a lot of her events, but I'm gonna let Brenda kind of tell a little backstory on Blake and Texas Firewalkers real quick. Hey, Miss Brenda.
Hey, Brenda.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. Like you said, I'm going to introduce Blake Henson, also known as Pee Wee. He runs Texas Firewalker Ranch. Well, in 2014, for those of you that do not know, my house burned to the ground. We had nothing left. This white streak in my hair right here is where an ember fell and burned my head straight to the scalp. And my hair grew back snow white right there.
Wow.
You know, they took us to the hospital. And I was telling Pee Wee earlier today, you know, I had a smoky pair of underwear and a set of scrubs from the hospital. That was all I owned. And a couple of days after this, I get a phone call from a total stranger named Blake Henson, Pee Wee. And he talked to me about my house fire, asked me where I was staying and what my address was. And out of nowhere, a total stranger to me sent me a check because my house burned down. Because that's what Texas Firewalkers do. Every weekend, cookers cook at all these cook-offs, and every one of them have causes and charities and everything that they support. And you know, we all know that we're donating to a good cause, but we never really know what it goes to or who it goes to. Well, I'm telling you right now, Blake Henson is the real deal. And some of what Texas Firewalkers does went to me 10 years ago to a total stranger. He didn't even know me at that point in time. That's what Texas Firewalkers does. And so I'm behind this organization. I hope everyone gets behind this organization. He's a good fella, and he's just out there doing good for the world. He's a good human.
Hell yeah.
Well, and I think too, Brenda, am I right? Whenever he sanctioned with us, you got assigned to his cook-off, and that's when you did the math that, you know, because I was out there at Rosenke. Man, I cooked it last year. You told me the stories there that y'all, at one point, obviously, once he started doing cook-offs with CBA, you were able to do the math, and, you know, and y'all both figured out that, man, you were one of his donors, you know.
Whenever he reached out to CBA, you know, I did tell, you know, Jaime, it's like, hey, I think if this is the guy I'm thinking of, I think I might have crossed paths with him years ago. Let me handle this one. So when I was talking to Pete, we got all of the business squared away. And then I was asking him, you know, what all do y'all do? And then I asked him if he remembered, you know, a head judge from 10 years ago. And he's like, I think I do remember that out in Karnes City, Texas. And it was like, yes. Time I said, that was me.
So,
you know, that was me. And, you know, he, like I said, I was a total stranger to him. We did not meet for 10 years, face to face for 10 years.
Wow.
And, you know, anything that anybody can do to help them, you know, I was at a cook-off this weekend in Shiner, Texas. And so I called him to see if they were deploying. And he said, yes, we are. So I talked to the promoter at Shiner, you know, to see if they would want to donate their extra meat. And they said, of course. So I called Pee Wee and it was like, hey, we're bagging up meat, you know, if y'all want it. And he was like, thank you so much. You know, every little bit helps, especially with what he's doing. Every little bit helps.
Oh, yeah.
well, appreciate it, Miss Brenda. I'll let you get off, but thanks for the introduction. I heard that story when I was out at Rosenke, and like you say, you don't really, you know, some cook-offs you go to, you know, they're all, you know, raising money for charity, but for it to, you know, to me, you're one of us, you know, for it to actually, you know, hit one of us, man, it meant a lot to me. So, but thank you so much, Miss Brenda.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you,
maybe
Brenda.
maybe I'll see you this weekend. So,
Absolutely.
all right. So yeah, with that, and Phil, you've cooked Rosenke. Have you cooked Pee Wee's cook-offs before? Or?
I did. I cooked it last year.
Yeah,
That was, I think, the only cook-off we did in Texas during the summer last year.
Right.
In between, we headed to Salt Lake City, Utah, the next weekend. So,
So and also
that's great.
guest. Oh, sorry, Phil. Go ahead.
No. It's just I was going to comment.
I was just going to say, guys, you know, there's a lot of things that make me nervous. One of the biggest things is Smoking and Toasting Gate 1999.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Thanks, Caesar.
Thank you, Caesar, but that's got me worried here, buddy. Don't end it.
Nah, man, it's going to a great cause. Thank you, Caesar. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate
yeah.
y'all.
So, and I got Rob on too. I thought, man, tonight would be a good thing because Rob obviously knows Pee Wee as well, and man, I don't think his show's set up to do donations or whatnot, but I know Rob's pretty close to Pee Wee, so man, I'm gonna bring them both on at the same time. Let's get Pee Wee and let's get everybody knows Rob. So Smoking Gooder Show, Bullhorn BBQ. Welcome, boys.
Welcome. Thank you, guys.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, fella?
Glad to be here.
Yeah, very, very honored to be here, man. It's a great thing to be a part of this show. I watch it, so to be on the screen is like I'm hanging with the legends.
Nice.
Well, man, Pee Wee, if you want to just give a brief little, talk about, Texas Firewalkers and what you guys have done. I think you're working in connection with OBR as well. Is that right?
Yeah, we just got here, or they showed up about 3 days into it. I've always done stuff for OBR. So to start at the beginning, I've been in the fire service 25 years. I had a house fire, and at the end of the day, I wanted to make it better for those that had nothing. I had insurance, so there was somebody with a check and had it there. But being a fireman, you see a lot of things where people have nothing. When at the end of the day, you just heard Brenda's story, and I wanted to do something better and make that change. So we started doing that, and we kind of grew back in 2008 to where we are today. And our capabilities are extending to aiding families that are displaced for residential fires. We also go out to extended first responder events and feed first responders and frontline guys. And then when there's a big natural disaster, we're able to cook about 10,000 meals out of the equipment that we own personally for Texas Firewalkers. And my volunteers come together, and the world comes together when it comes to a disaster like this. And we do good. We're 100%. I love to tell everybody this. We're 100% volunteer group. No one gets paid in this organization. I own my own small businesses. I got a couple of them. If you need some, I'm just kidding. If you need some challenge coins to start selling, I got you. Dutycoin.com, free plug. Just kidding. But on the other side, we want to really. My biggest thing has always been, man, every bit of money that we raise obviously has to go for, light bills and utility operational costs and insurance to run a nonprofit. There's not one damn paid person in this organization. I'm proud to say that. Everybody comes to the Firewalker Ranch and says, hey, well, goddamn, I know what's raising this money. No, you don't. I worked hard to sell concrete, and I had a bunch of money in the bank. And my wife said, do what you want to do for a couple months. Here we are 14 months later, and I'm still not doing anything. So I'm just, everybody asks what you make, man. All I do is make a difference. I'm so proud that, we're backstage at the Red, White, Beauty Fest, catering for the guys backstage. The show canceled, and, we thought at that point, we talked to Aaron Watson, and we were like, man, we're just going to pull out of here, and we're going to go up there and take these meals. We moved the meals, took 300 that night, and then we hooked up with a larger organization, and I said, I can bring you 1,000 meals tomorrow. So we drove back home to Rosanke, put together 1,000 meals, took them back up there that next day, and then we did it again. And then gracefully, Chris Huggins called me from OBR and said, hey, we're coming. You want to join up on this thing? And man, it's great. When they come, they've got great resources. I love OBR. If you want to donate to those guys, I encourage it. But on our side, we're truly here trying to raise money to continue the efforts. We're kind of pushing this mission on right now. If you guys don't know, there's Center Point's one of the volunteer fire departments that are here, and they sit literally right on the Guadalupe River. Your front bay doors open up to the river, and the water came through and took a lot of their equipment. A group has stepped up already to buy every member in that department some gear, which is really expensive.
Awesome.
But we're on the other side going to steer towards trying to raise money for hand tools, wildland stuff. I mean, everything that we can to start pushing for small departments that lost stuff. I mean, I know how it is. I'm in a volunteer department. I'm a lieutenant out in Heart of the Pines. And when you don't have things, you're in budgets to buy stuff, it kills you. So we're going to do our best to do everything for my brothers and sisters down here in the fire service as well. So quick meal count. We started out here. We were 2,300 meals, and OBR gets here. Now we're pushing out probably 2,500. Tomorrow's meal count's 3,000 meals, and it'll only keep going up as others decide to leave and go other directions and don't have the deployment length. They'll go home, and we'll stay here feeding. And once our feeding deployment closes, I'm coming back to do search and rescue. So anything you guys can do to help us keep this thing going. We're giving things to folks that walk up. Hell, I'm buying meals to people that when we don't have food to feed during off time hours. I'm handing them cash. Go take your family to eat. Things are open here in Kerrville. Things are open in Ingram. There's spots. So the best thing we could do is to make sure you go to bed with a good meal, give you a hug, and just pray, man. It's the biggest thing. I tell you, you hit the nail on the head when you said, if you got nothing else to give, and if you might be into praying, pray as hard as you can for these families in this community. Because again, 25 years in this fire service, I have never been set back. So.
Well, I'll tell you, Pee Wee, we, like I said, it was our first draw to go to you, and I've been out at your ranch. I've cooked out there and I've heard the stories. And, I know Texas Original Charcoal, Joey, he's helping provide charcoal for you as well. So,
some great things have happened. Damn Yankees put a sale on some of his rubs, and the proceeds are going to come to us. Blues Hog sent me a bunch of stuff. Cosmo Q sent me a bunch of rubs that are coming to the site.
Awesome.
Joey's always there. Joey and I met in Hurricane Harvey at OBR, and it's just crazy, man. Like you meet people in this barbecue world, they're almost as tight as a family it is in the damn fire service. So I'm thankful for being on the show today, and I love you guys. And if you ever need anything, you got the shirt off my back.
Yeah, no, well, man, hopefully, like I said, there's been a lot of donations tonight, so hopefully that continues. And if you're out there and you're listening, man, and you feel like donating, like Pee Wee says, man, you can donate to OBR, you can donate to us, and you've got, I think, your own Facebook page where people can go in, and you've got your own as well.
So you can go to TexasFirewalkers.org, and there's links to donate there. We have Venmo and Cash App, PayPal. They're all listed. You can even send snail mail a check. I had a foundation out of San Francisco that found us. They saw some stuff on CNN, and she dug in and saw us on the news and said, well, who are you? And I said, well, we're just a small group. She said, that's what I'm looking for. I'm going to send you $1,000. And I was like, thank you. So, and I got to tell you now, the guys from CBA, thank you today for donating $1,000 to this deployment. Forever in my heart, by the way, I'm not kissing any ass, but I've done a lot of cook-offs in my life, and it's never been ran better than the CBA style. It's quick, it's efficient, and I just love Brenda. I think that's what sells it for me because she's the best.
Brenda's hard to beat. She is good, man.
She is good.
Awesome. What I love about Pee Wee is not only he's all the great work that he's doing, especially right now in deployment, his cook-off. He's one of us. He supports the cookers as well, so we need to get back, and I see everybody's doing it right now. Joey Machado is a close personal friend. He talked really highly of you this morning. I made a donation. We're going to do something on our show as well. It's just the work you guys are doing. Not only that, you guys provide a great cook-off for us as well. Had a blast out there at your event. After that, he opened up the pool back there for us. It was hot out there, and we just had a great. It's just a great feeling when you walk. When I came out of there, I was like, we're doing this every year. I told my wife, we're doing this every year.
Thank you.
And this just reinforces what you guys do, behind the scenes. It's great to meet you. I got to meet you at your cook-off, but it's also, just amazing to hear what you and your team are doing right now.
I appreciate it, guys. Like I said, it's an honor to be on the show. You guys are legends in my book, and I follow each one of you, and I love watching your videos, and it's finally feel like I made the big screen. So thank y'all for the opportunity.
Man, brother, we're just barbecue people. You're the real legend here, brother. What you're doing and what you guys are doing is what moves people, and it's what makes this world turn and brings everybody together. And it's, man, it's just sitting here. I mean, it's just hard to even talk right now. It's just, man, I think everybody's going through the same thing with emotions and feelings, and seeing everybody rally together to support each other, it's super important and means a lot, but thank you for what you guys are doing.
Yes, sir.
Well, we appreciate it, Pee Wee, and maybe one time we'll have you on when the circumstances are
a little better. Well, I mean, if you need me to teach you guys how to cook, or just go on off.
Love it.
I love you guys. Thank y'all so much, man.
Nah, brother, appreciate it. And,
thanks, Pee Wee.
Man, we'll thank you for sure. So
yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, Wes, man, you did a good job behind the scenes, man. There's been a lot of donations. I don't know if you're able to track all the donations because it's kind of difficult with YouTube. to track it all. So I don't know if you're able to, if you're starring them all or whatnot.
I can track them. I'll store them all. I'm going to keep a running count here on the background when you guys get after it. So
that'd be perfect. Yeah.
It's been awesome, man. And I know we like to joke and cut up here, and this is, this hits home is a little more serious, but thank you, everybody, man. These donations have been rolling in. It is going to, if it's $5, $20, $100, it goes a long way. Thank you, everybody.
100%.
Yeah,
like
thank you,
Rob,
everybody. Thanks, Sig Nation.
He's one of us, he is one of us, man, he's in the barbecue scene as well as, man, he's in the business of helping people for sure.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, if you could keep a running total and just see where we're at, we've had quite a few. I don't know if you can add them up on your there's KP.
Hey, Wes, calm me down for a second. I'm going to fix my light, and then I'll be right back on, if you don't mind.
God dang, Kit, you ran off Rob.
Moving through.
Move on through. Oh, shit.
Yeah, if y'all aren't following Texas Firewalkers, man, follow their page. And like I said, there's links there to donate as well. And we'll gather all this and send them a check ASAP as soon as we have a final number from Wes Garrett once the show's over.
We're already at 750 right now. So, man, I honestly thank everybody. That is absolutely awesome. This short in the show, we're already at 750.
750.
Man, I'll say this, like Pee Wee said, there's a lot of organizations out there, and there's a lot of folks that do stuff to help people, but man, like Pee Wee said, man, ain't none of them getting paid. They're putting everything into it. It's a small organization. They're pouring all their hearts and souls and every single dollar into it. So, and it's important to me to know when we're donating and when we're supporting groups that's the right ones we're supporting. There's some where whoever's head of that organization is making $1 million a year, and man, this definitely ain't one of those. So, and it's good to see the work they're doing.
No, for sure.
Absolutely. And look, I do this with pride right here.
Fuck Fred.
Appreciate it, Fred. I know that's going to
Don't you hit that button, Wes. Don't you hit that button.
Look, guys, we're going to have to turn around and give this back to Fred. He's not making his mortgage now. So if we can do a donation on the side, get him that $250 back. Fred, thank you, brother. Not only
thank you, Fred.
Bro.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you, everyone.
Big racks. Thank you. Always forward, man. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, fellas.
There's Grant Coleman in the. Have you looked up with him yet? Is he going to be in New Zealand? Coleman's in the chat.
So he is. He's coming. Nate's coming. Grant's coming. I don't know who else from Aussie's coming, but we're doing a master class. I'm doing a master class with Troy. This coming up weekend, so maybe in 5 days or something. And the contest we're doing in New Zealand in Christchurch is 12 days away. So weekend after this. And there'll be some Aussie boys over there. And, man, I don't know a lot yet, but I'll know more when it gets here. So kind of every day is an adventure over here. It's a beautiful country. And man, we were in Picton. So we just made it to the South Island yesterday evening, and we drove down a few hours south, headed towards Christchurch, and we're on the side of the highway. We're driving next to the coast, and I'm looking out the window, and I'm like, man, there's seals on the side of the road. And so we pull over, and man, there's seals almost at your feet in these rocks. Man, big old seals. I didn't know they had seals here, but they do. And so this is as close to a mystical country. I don't know. It's man, Montana and Alaska and Hawaii had a baby as far as the landscape. There's mountains and then there's banana trees. It's just so wild.
That's their turkey, just so you know. So, man,
I've been looking hard for turkeys, Wes. I have. I have been looking for some turkeys.
Be a scuba suit. That's how you hunt them. So get out there.
Some of these birds look like dinosaurs. It's wild.
He gets sad when he sees turkeys on the side of the road.
There's no doubt. Everybody knows you all too well. It looks like great country though, man. But at 40 degrees, like I didn't expect it to be that cold.
Oh, well, we didn't either, really. He said it was winter, but man, it was 33 yesterday morning when we woke up. There's frost on everything, and I think it's in the 40s now. So there's snow on the mountains, and you can probably see some of these, right? Let's see. It says mountains in the back.
Oh, yeah.
It's back there, so it's pretty wild.
Is
Pretty
it
wild.
Celsius or Fahrenheit over there, Phil?
Celsius, they go by Celsius, but we still go by Fahrenheit. So I can't, I'm not that good at the conversion. Oh yeah. It's 6. What? I don't know what that means.
What's in an American?
Man, it's milliliters and Celsius and all that, but we do the conversion. So we understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
You bumped up
pints, I guess.
in just a few moments of mentioning that. I'm just giving a running total, Bill. We're already up to $1,120, man.
Woohoo!
That's awesome.
My goodness.
Absolutely awesome. You really are
Amazing.
that's good. Hell yeah. So
Well, he mentioned he's going to be out there
Robbie?
for a while. Yeah.
I think Rob needs to give out his chicken recipe. That's what people keep messaging me. I think Caesar's I think Rob's leading the chicken category by a mile in CBA. And I think you've won it before. Have you won chicken before, Rob?
I think I won it twice before.
There we go.
Have you won it twice?
I think I
No
won it
big
twice.
deal. Where's that button
Yeah.
at, Wes? No big
Yeah.
deal.
We're on
Good
there.
deal.
They
Okay,
redid our controls over here.
No big deal.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Is it too late to change
Chicken
my
is,
score on the music? I want to go down to a 9.9.
Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up, Phil.
How about that?
For my boy Eddie, I got to give it a 7. Wes, sorry, bro. He's in there.
That's a pit fighter 7 all day long, huh?
Yeah, Wes is over there looking at his score sheet going, man, I got a 10-10-10, and this fucker over here comes in with a 7-7-7. What kind of bullshit is this?
You do know we call him Eddie Drop Score Morales, right?
Just
Well,
not Morales.
He'd be the drop scorer a lot. Yeah.
Dude, he would be the drop score. There's no doubt. Attitude's a 7. His everything he gets out to say. His barbecue's a 7. Son of a bitch.
You did do him dirty on that picture, though, Wes.
I made him a little taller on that picture, bro. I don't know. I just made Bill a little taller. He still stands on a hay bale.
Oh,
You did my
We
boy
love you,
dirty.
Eddie. He's coming back in here in a minute. He'll pop up, man. He's like Beetlejuice. You say his name a couple of times, he'll show up. Yeah.
how are things going, Dobby?
Man, they're going well. Doing well. I hadn't planned on cooking all as much as I was, but the boys' baseball schedule, when I got it, it was they were off on Saturdays. I was like, hell yeah. And so that opened up quite a few Saturdays to cook. So yeah, with Diane and we're been hitting it pretty hard this season. I feel like I think we got 14 or 15 contests already. We still got 4 months to go in the CBA season. So lots of time to improve on some placings, but doing well, man. I feel pretty good out there, pretty confident. It's a good time right now.
How many do you
Todd,
normally cook, Rob? Like, what is the normal season for you?
When I'm going at it, about 25 contests a year. Last year, I think I did 14.
Thanks, John.
Last year I did 14. I really was focusing on the boys' baseball, but like I said, this year they lined up and I think they had one Saturday baseball game. So it was Tuesday, Thursday games. I was like, hell yeah, this is going to work. And so we were able to cook some more.
There he is.
Fuck Fred.
Oh, wrong button. My bad. Appreciate it. I figured he had to go buy some more engines. Hadn't he blown up like 2 trucks?
That's a whole episode on itself.
We've got to have him on to talk about how he doesn't know how to drive a dually or a diesel or anything. So we'll get you on here later, buddy.
Now, he might know how to drive it too good.
This is true.
He hadn't figured out it's not a rent-a truck yet.
I don't don't know, man. I don't think he's made the first oil change in the last 2 vehicles.
The last 2 years, he keeps switching out trucks.
Yeah, he just trades them in, gets a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt. So where are you going?
Rob, you probably haven't. Rob, you haven't looked at the chicken, the chicken rankings right now. But if you have, man, what's that lead look like?
It's I look at it to fuck with.
refresh.
Well, when you don't cook a weekend, like I took off last weekend, I was watching, of course. But I really just looked to see how Caesar and Carl and do it. And I know you're out of town right now, so it's just
you're like, I ain't worried about that guy.
Yeah, it's like I don't got to worry about Phil for about a month now.
Where am I? Where am I in the chicken? I don't know where I'm at in the chicken.
I think you're 4th still. You're I can look at it right now. I believe you're sitting in 4 right now, bro. So even you've been off. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. That was overall chicken. Yeah, you're in 4 right now. Beer Bellies is chasing you, and then of course Eddie's chicken has been doing pretty well this season. But yeah, Caesar won it last year, and he's started out strong this year. So I just like fucking with them boys when we're talking.
Where are you at? How many points do you have? What's first? Where are you at?
I am at 49-17. Carl's in second at 42-66, and Caesar's in third 40, and you're at 36 right now, 36-41. So
no threat.
Feeling pretty good.
Man, I would imagine that's pretty strong right now. What's that? Click on it and then tell us your top 10. Well, you got first, and then you're carrying a second or something, or what?
I got first and 5 first, 4 seconds, and I got a 6th place to drop still. So,
we call that game over, boys. We call that game over.
He did not have to click on it to tell you that.
Game over.
Well, when you have 5 ones, it's pretty easy to remember, Bill. You have 5
4
ones,
seconds?
4 2s, and a 6 to drop. Yeah.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
And then a
Rob,
67th place.
class at? Do you have an online class that we can steal, or how do we do this?
No,
Wes, you already have the note. Don't lay it on thick. You already know what he's doing.
Note match up with what Rob's really doing.
You text me 2 days ago, hey, you want Rob's chicken?
my class is on Barbecue Chumps Academy. Y'all's is on the Chance Academy.
Thanks, Ube.
It's in the dark web. You gotta really get there. Well, Wes, I've seen you there.
On the dark web. That's where
I live on the dark web, bro.
Yeah. Wes has seen it. Wes has the recipe, I'm sure. It is on the dark web.
Thanks, Uwe.
What are you turning in these days, Rob? What are you turning in your box? Same thing? You mixing it up, or what are you doing?
No. Halves and wings. I've been doing that for a straight year. So if it ain't broke, don't fuck with it. So that's what I've been doing. And no fucking wingtips. And wingtips has got to go, boys and girls. Just get them gone. You don't need them. You don't need them. I do love Carl though. Carl will change it up, man. Carl's like, yeah, I had first place last week, and I'm doing a whole new bird. I'm gonna do a whole bird. I'm gonna put the whole damn thing in it. And I was like, didn't you hit first last week with the nuggies and all your? Yeah. But
with the nuggies, he ain't got nuggies, sweet and sour, and a little spicy mustard and everything in there. You know, and you got a little McDonald's Happy Meal going on in that box.
And you got to sprinkle the bean seasoning on, Phil. You got that LC bean seasoning on top just for good measure. Got to put the bean seasoning.
Man,
on.
That's Carl. Man, he don't like them labels, man. Just because it says something, don't mean you got to use it on that. He'll venture outside for sure.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, we talked about that today. Me and Bill did. Dude, just because it says it on the label, don't paint yourself in a corner. That shit runs on all different proteins.
Well,
it's only for the people who read the labels.
I think listening to both Bill and Phil, some of I shouldn't have put this on there or something like that too. Don't read the labels. Experiment, put them on, whatever.
Well, if you look at Phil's stuff, and I admire his directions because he's trying to sell rubs. It says use 1 bottle per bottle of water. It is pretty
and that's only because, be honest with you, Wes, I didn't want to push it. Like 2 would be better, right? One's like if you're being conservative and just pumping the brakes a little bit, but 2 work better.
I read it and I was like, yeah, I get why he's in New Zealand for a month. Shit.
One bottle per water. You want that sludge on the bottom. I mean, that's where the
You
flavor
want
comes
that sludge? Yeah, that's where it gets good.
from.
He's like, what gauge needle? He's like, water hose. You got to open it. It worked,
we use a one-off. We use a one-off.
Yeah. It's a 1 gauge. It's a 1 gauge needle.
chunky.
And Rob,
That's
on your
good.
last couple of cook-off, I know your last cook-off you RGC, but what behind that RGC? What do you have?
You know, I'm finishing top tens basically. You know, sometimes I hit 5. I think I got 3 GC. I have 3 bungs. I'm sitting on 3 bungs this year, and
Nice.
so doesn't look like it's going to happen as far as the 7. We all got 4 weeks ago, unless I go on a complete hot streak, which don't think that's going to happen. Last year I had 2 with 2 weeks to go. That definitely didn't happen. So sitting a little better right now, but yeah, it's if I could Phil and I have had conversation, but if I can finally figure out some damn brisket, I feel like it's hit or miss, man. I either top 5 or top 50 is basically where it is on that. But once I get that squared away, which is, you know, a challenge, but once I get that squared away, things will really be rocking and rolling. So I'm looking forward to once the calendar flips for the Jack to see what happens.
And how many RGCs do you have? You've got
I think
3
I got
GCs.
2. I think I got 2 RGCs. Yeah. Let me look at it real quick. I can check it. I got it up right now. Just because
They want to see your boxes, man.
I like it, Rob. Start slow playing it. Let me pull it up, so it don't look like you have it memorized. It's good.
One
Circle
RGC.
back.
One RGC, which is that last one. So, yeah, see the boxes. I post them all the time. In fact, Eddie asked me to post it last week on the show, or 2 weeks ago when we did the show last, and it's up there. You just got to go find it. It's there.
Yeah. And for those that don't know, he's got a show Wednesday night, So Smoking Gooder Show. It's on Facebook.
Awesome.
And he does post, a lot of boxes. They do a rate my box. They post a bunch of people's boxes. So if you want to see what people are turning in, man, Rob's show's great. So.
Appreciate that. Yeah, we do the rate my box. It's a big hit. People love seeing boxes. People love rating them. Eddie loves to kill them. It's wonderful. It's a good time on there. But yeah, that has really helped a lot of people as far as presenting their boxes, and what to look for and maybe what not to look for. You see some that get murdered, and you're like, all right, I'm not gonna do that one.
Right.
But yeah, you see some interesting stuff on there. People get real creative, and it's fun to see them out there. And I don't think they're brave for sending them. And I think it's something that we tell them, hey, you might get killed on here, but we're all there for each other, right? To help each other.
Right. And saying that, Rob, your show's been on for, I think I saw something on Facebook. Is it 8 years or something you've had your show?
Yeah, tomorrow night we'll be starting our 8th year of the So Smoking Gooder Show. We're one of the OGs. I know that Greg, thank you very much. Thank you very much. There's a show up north, but we're one of the first that did the live, just the straight live shows up there. So pretty proud of that. It's pretty cool. A lot of shows don't make it that long. Y'all just roaring and going right now. But yeah, I saw a stat because we did our 300th episode not too long ago as well, and it's like 90% of, it's like 95% of shows they die in the first 6 months, and then that's it. You never hear from them. So
absolutely,
if you made it past 6 months, anybody out there, if y'all do a show, you make it past 6, you're an elite company. Y'all keep these donations coming, because like Pee Wee said, they're going to be out there. They're going to be one of the last ones doing food service and then deployment, and then they're going to be actually doing some rescue or recovery deployment. So
yeah, appreciate it. Beer time. All this money that we're raising tonight's going definitely to the flood victims. Going to go to Pee Wee and Texas Firewalkers. So Wes is keeping account. I think we're probably what
1240 right this second.
That's
1,200
Beer times donation.
So if you're joining the show late, man, we're definitely raising money to help all the flood victims there in the hill country with the.
And I lied. I didn't add his to it. So I am adding Eric Arnold's right this second. We're at 1340, man. Thank you, Eric. Man, this is I don't know what to say. This is absolutely awesome.
This is amazing.
Appreciate that, Big B. You know, he had a nice weekend. Big E had a big weekend out at Shiner. He GC'd out at Shiner, and so yeah. And like I said, Brenda said, I mean, they had over 50 teams at Shiner. They took all the leftovers, and Pee Wee, man, sent his people, or I think he went over there and picked it all up and took it out. So and hopefully we can do that with the couple of cook-offs we've got this weekend. You know, and Bandera and McDade as well. You know, so.
There's Louie. What's up, Louie? Yeah, the first one was at Cheetos at the bull printing. We called it a studio, but they had a monkey in there. It was a good time. Crazy. Eric is another guy who's been killing it out there. He's for a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
Rob, I want to ask you a question on your show, man, because I've actually watched your show behind the scenes for a long time. You know, never jumped in there because I don't know the Texas people that well. And they're like, who the hell is this guy? But what do you think your secret is to keeping it going? I mean, I know it's a 7-hour show, and people kind of watch it into 2 or 3 in the morning. But all kidding aside, like, what do you think your secret is, man? I love the layout, but what makes you keep it going so long?
Just the people, man. I call them the Gooder Gang. The people that watch, y'all have your own. They intermingle, but man, a lot of these same guys that they look forward to.
Let's circle back.
And it's it's good to see the feedback. When you go, like when I went to the Royal about probably about 4 years ago, and had people that I didn't know that came up to me and said they watch it, and they were outside of Texas, excuse me.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. That was like, oh man, this is pretty cool. This is reaching further than I thought it was. And just seeing the guys and the people that watch each and every week and support, and it's just something that we just try. Now I had Ty come on, producer Ty. It's
Love that
fun. It's just fun to have help. Ty helps a big help. We have Eddie. Started with Case. It's just it's just fun. We try to keep it fresh. Try to have some new ideas, like the Rate My Box, like the Jared McCrory is actually the one who asked me to do the Mount Rushmore, but we do the barbecue homies. It's just trying to keep it fresh, keep it new, keep it exciting, because it does. You guys know how quickly these weeks come each and every week, and looking for a guest, looking for something to talk about, looking for whatever it may be. It's a challenge, but it's still fun, and as long as I'm still having fun with it, then we'll keep it going.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Matt.
I guess, Rob, thinking back, like maybe it was 2 or 3, maybe even 4 years ago, you went through a spell where it was on fumes, I guess, right? Because I know life happens and this and that, and it was kind of fading. And then me and you had some conversations, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to be diligent, and I'm doing it every week. And man, it's been probably like 3 years now. Like every week, you've hardly missed any, and you're really refocused and pounded them out, right? What was that?
Tell us
a little bit about that.
It was a time where, the kids were younger and they were more, kids activities, the Wednesdays, during the week for school is tougher. And so we were doing one, and then Case's kid was just born or recently born. And so it was hard to line up. And we were doing one maybe once a month, once every 5 weeks or whatever it was. And then, I just said, screw it. If I'm going to do this, let's refocus and let's try and do each and every week. And I've only missed, I don't know, probably less than 20 and probably less than 15 or 10 in the last 3 or 4 years. Yeah, it's been pretty easy, pretty consistent. And and when I do take a week off, people give me shit about it. It's like, where are you at? You can't. It's like, come on now. But yeah, it's been fun. It's definitely still fun for me, and people still enjoy it, and so I still like doing it.
People love to hear about them.
Upload the audio to Spotify still, Rob? Are you doing that still, or
I need to be way better than that, man. It's maybe if Ty is interested in doing something like that for me, he'll do it, because I still have to go to work every morning. Back then also I was working from home for a little while, so it made it a lot easier to do the uploads and while you're sitting at home, but while you're at the desk with shit going on, it's hard to kind of focus completely on that instead of what you're doing.
I don't work, and it's a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the ass, man. It really is.
You got to download each episode. It takes 4 or 5 minutes to download, then you got to upload. It's a complete pain in the butt. So
sometimes you got to edit like some of the stuff, like no one the rate my box on an audio is probably not going to go very well when you can't see them. So you got to like take that out and kind of redo the end. It's a lot of work. And so I don't know, somebody's better than me at that. But you know, there's a big audio market for sure. I just haven't.
There is, man. I get people that are listening to it. You know, I guess they drive trucks or, you know what I mean? They're on the road,
Yep.
you know, whether they're a mailman or whatever. And man, I'll get, man, people will text me and, you know, and they're like 10 episodes behind, you know, when they're texting me and telling me something they, you know, heard on the show. And it's because I'm probably about 10 episodes behind as far as uploading, you know?
Oh yeah. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Yeah, I wasn't planning on drinking tonight, but I saw all those donations coming, and I know that's what we do on the show here. So, cheers to everybody sending in the donations. It's pretty cool.
All right, we got rid of them. Fuck them. Let's get them out of here. Now let's talk. Hey, what do you? Since I have not seen episode 1 with yours going through, do you have an episode or two that is your absolute favorite, and what made it your favorite? Like, does any episode stand out?
There was a you ever heard of Justin Marges? He's a kind of a Texas guy down here, but he and Case used to have beef all the time. So that was fun when they would just go back and forth, and Case would make signs because our buddy Cheeto from Bull Printing, he would just create signs out of the blue. Right. And Case is like, I want this guy holding this baby and stuff. And so we'd have shit in the background. It was just real loose back then. And back then we did live shows, but we went to a place to do these shows. So we were together.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't straight online. I wasn't sitting in here in my home office. I was actually at my buddy's wrap place, you know, where they wrap vehicles and stuff like that. And so and there was a live monkey. It was just different back then. It was a lot of fun. I still would love to do some remotes, you know, where we, you know, go somewhere and, we do the Houston Livestock Show on Rodeo One. But I'm just talking about going to a bar and doing a live remote would be fun, I think. Or it could be people who could just be staring at us going, who are these guys? What the hell are they doing? And so you never know. But it's good times. Doing those live ones were just, those stick out to me just because they were a lot of fun. You never know who's going to be there, what you're going to expect, kind of interaction you were going to have. So it was different.
So do you think, I'm pretty sure everybody here, you guys cooking Danny Dietz, who's all planning on doing that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll be
there.
Phil, you're going to be Danny Dietz?
Was it Bill or Phil?
Phil.
Man, maybe so. If I'm back in Texas by that time, I think I will.
Well, I since I will be there as well. I know, guys, calm down. Everybody calm down. Maybe we do an on live one from Danny Dietz.
Weren't you there last year?
No, wasn't there last year. Gone into Texas one time. I'm going to come back twice.
Rob, you're just thinking he was because he talks about cooking in Texas so much. He doesn't really cook in Texas that much, but he talks about it a lot. Rob,
I thought he was at Cedar Fest too.
Phil. Right before he comes to Texas,
wasn't he at Cedar Fest too?
I was at Cedar.
Yeah, it's the only time he's ever cooked in Texas, but he talks about it a lot. He's talked about cooking in Texas probably another 100, 150 times.
Shut the fuck up, Phil.
He's only cooked once in Texas.
It was fun. That's all I needed. But, I am coming down to Danny Dietz. So they needed some representation from the east side of the country. We're going to come hang out and have fun. So we're all going to be there. As long as Eddie's not going to be there, I say we go live.
Eddie will be there.
Ah, damn it.
Eddie will be there.
We'll talk about it.
Chris Schaefer is asking the dates for the Danny Dietz. That's September 12th and 13th.
That is October 32nd. Fuck Chris Schaefer. He doesn't.
Man, who's going to break the news to Wes? When he signed up for Danny Dietz, he called Jen and how many teams y'all going to have? He's like, probably 13. I'm in.
I was like, well, we got a banger here. Let's do it.
113.
Circle back to the honeybee,
That's 100.
I think they're officially.
Man, they do. Man, if the honey bun doesn't do glass blown honey buns for trophies next year, they're missing a golden opportunity.
Yeah, they are.
Look at them. I think
Hey, if they had, look, I'm putting it out there. If they had glass blown honey bun trophies, I'd probably make the trip, Wes.
you know what? I'm gonna get them to work on that. Beautiful town. We can get the honey bun trophies going.
But if
Do they have
that,
turkeys?
they'll have more than 15 teams. You know. So.
I only play the cards that are dealt to me, Bill. I can't help it. There's 13 to 18 teams in a contest over here.
Hey, there was a KCBS contest
It's really
that
a Mississippi 30. It's really
Phil brought home. Phil brought home one of the coolest trophies. Was that banjo trophy? What that contest is gone, right? There's a banjo.
Now I'm glad.
Man, are they bringing it back?
Yeah,
are they bringing it back?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Circle back.
Yeah. They are bringing it back from everything that I've heard. So that was a $40,000 contest.
Wow.
Yeah. I think you liked that one, Phil. Did you not? You didn't.
Man, you know what? Man, I thought it was a great contest. I thought it's one of my favorites, in fact.
Yeah, I think they did pretty good with it. But yeah, that broke a few weeks ago that they're looking to bring that back and try to make it bigger and better. So as that comes out, we'll get that information out there. But man, have a good contest come back is kind of unusual in these day and times.
And I'll tell you this, Rob, whenever I cooked it, first year I cooked it, and I got third overall, and they paid $3,000 for third overall. And I was like, man, this KCBS is some good shit. And man, next week, GC, it was like a $5,000 contest the next week. So
you got catfished.
Big time. So,
yeah. You hit you just hit one of those lucky contests. They had to get some donations out there. It's they're getting less and less, man. These comps are getting where the entry fees are going higher and the payouts going lower, unless you're in Texas.
I love that Wes is posting these cut downs to him, and he's
I posted.
You're doing that. You're doing that.
Yeah, he actually has.
Hey, listen, sometimes, boys, sometimes
he's got something. He's got cancer. Just saying.
Hey, look, sometimes it's not about the money. Man, when you bring home a trophy when you bring home that big trophy from Mississippi Worlds, it's a feeling that just sticks with you for a while. You know what I mean? Man, you're over there like holding the trophy, man, pushing it out like a fish picture. And man, you got the envelopes over there. You got the sound on. You're hearing it jingle. Man, it does something. It warms your heart.
Yeah, but we told him don't get the trophy close to heat because the stickers will come off and you won't know where it's from.
And after the picture, hey, we're going to need that back for next year. Yeah.
Yeah. We're just we always add a number to the end of the tag.
It's what we got.
Trophy. It travels back to Mississippi.
Hey, but all you Texas teams listening to this, that one is going to be converting over to a CBA to try to get that kind of moved over. I know Mark is he's already committed. Hey, I'm going to get this thing raw. I don't know if he's talked with whoever, but he's told me that he wants that one to be CBA, and then Brookhaven is going to stay KCBS. He wants different flavors over here, so we can get some of you guys to come visit.
Nice. Chris Schaefer's saying good night. Thanks for tuning in for 10 minutes, Schaefer.
He's not going anywhere. He wants the attention. You gotta understand. He's a narcissist, man.
Man, did we have a Schaefer appearance? I don't have the comments here on the mobile.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Okay. He's up late tonight, huh?
Yeah. Absolutely. Don't keep talking about him. He'll stay here. Let's just move along.
Can we talk about what he does with the shape of the bill of his hats?
Yeah, we can. Anything that those showed at Schaefer, you go, Rob. The floor is yours.
I mean, it was cool. I remember my buddies in Little League that shaped their hats like that. He's still rocking it. I love it.
He'll even tight roll some jeans every now and then.
Man, he's pretty much saying Schaefer never made it out of Little League. He's singing on to those days. Man, you remember that bomb? Man, 2 on. Down 6 in the ninth.
He's shredded up some. He's lost a lot of weight. Good for him. And he's trying to get into those skinny jeans now. So he may do the tight roll here before you know.
I like it.
He may straighten out that bill of that hat, maybe.
I don't know if that's going to go, man. That's worked for me, said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob, where are you traveling to outside of Texas besides the Royal?
Maybe the Mississippi Worlds when that happens.
Ooh,
Definitely do that.
play with our emotion, bro. We got to get Bullhorn over here.
Yeah, I'll be.
Hey, he doesn't know it yet, but Wes has already got you on the list for next year. He keeps a rolling team count. They're on 26. You're on the list. It's your fault if it doesn't make.
Hey, all kidding aside, we are at 34, but technically you're number 12.
You've been on the list last year, Rob, and you didn't know it. You know.
Oh, when does this take place?
The list or
the
contest?
V-Twin.
It'll be in April and May, unless they change it. Thank you so much, man. That's awesome.
Where are we at, Leslie?
We are.
Dirk. Good comment, Dirk. There's
We're
the chopping block.
1590, everybody. Phenomenal.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
And shout out to Dirk and Jody. They donated earlier. I saw it earlier. $50 to Dirk and Jody. So appreciate it. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, these guys and gals are coming in super helpful tonight. You're doing a great job. I mean, I know we keep saying thank you, but every penny that's going to the relief fund. So, man, thank you guys for everything you do.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's man, I didn't expect that much money to come in, and man, it's grateful to be able to write those guys a check and help out for sure. So,
hell yeah.
Thanks Bill, to everybody that's donated for sure. So,
Bill, thanks for having me on this show while people are donating. It's good to see. We're gonna. I reached out to Dustin at the barbecue store, and we're getting a like we talked about last night, Bill, a Turtle Box Ranger. We're going to be raffling that off, and 100% of that is going back to Texas Firewalkers. Man, that's
nice.
It's a great organization, what they're doing, and like you mentioned, he's going to be. That group was a lot of fun to hang with at their contest. They support barbecue, so I appreciate, and I'm very warms my heart to see all these people donating. They're all barbecue guys, right? And so we're all barbecue people, so, doing what we can. It's devastating. Phil knows a little more about it, that being in his area, but man, that 26 feet in 45 minutes is insane. And those poor people.
Well, I felt like it made sense. You hadn't been on the show, Rob, and obviously both of us do shows, and with this going on and, your connection to Pee Wee as well. So I felt like it was the right deal to, to have you on, because like I said, you've got a connection with Texas Firewalkers as well. So whatever we can do to help out, so, and you've been killing it as well. You haven't been cooking as much, but when you do, your last cook-off, you were an RGC, and there's plenty of people that want some chicken help, so.
Well,
which is a perfect segue into, if you'll take it down from the top on that chicken recipe, Rob, just as far as just take your time, and talk about it a little bit in detail.
On the drum, or what are you cooking it on?
Man, can we do everything in quarter cups, please?
The quarter cups. Start them on the drum, man. I start them on the drum. It's a 2-hour process. I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing full halves, no spatchcock, full halves, during the, everybody's seen a trim of chicken, to where you trim a chicken half. I'm throwing wings on there too, but I start them at 10 o'clock, and they're finished at about 11:40, 11:45. Sometimes earlier. I have zero problems resting chicken. It's sat in the Cambro for about 20 minutes before, and has done well. I pulled it straight off, setting the sauce and put it in a box, and it's also done okay. So zero problems. If you finish early, it's not a big deal. Don't stress about it, but make sure you turn it in. Don't finish late. Then you have some problems. I'm starting them on the drum. I cook them about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and I'm saucing. I think the one tidbit that I'll help, and a lot of people have been asking about sauce, is
here we go.
I sauce it. Once the internal temp is about 140, I'm starting my sauce process. So it's definitely sitting on there and baking. I like a baked in. I think it appears better. I think the flavor holds better once that sauce is baked in, and not, a lot of people said, I'm going to set my sauce for 10 minutes. I think that's not enough time to present a beautiful looking bird. Say your sauce is a little tomatoey or red, it's going to stay red until, you get to that 12, 13, 14-minute mark. Then it's going to turn that color. I think it's more appealing to the judges. So sauce early. That's my deal. And I sauce about 140, and I'm pulling that sucker at about 157. And like I said, if it's
man, I'm sorry, Rob, you broke up when you were telling us what that sauce was. Can you repeat that?
Well, hold on a second. Hold on before you say anything. At what point? No, Rob. We've got to capitalize on this. That's what we need to do.
Wes is moving in for the kill.
How many more donations do we need to get for them to get that sauce recipe? If you're willing to do that.
Well, I am going to do a chicken roundtable on our show, so we're going to be talking straight chicken here real soon. So
fair enough.
Yeah, y'all have to tune into that show to get more in-depth information. But I will, we'll do some general questions, But I feel like
donations up a little more for.
I do feel like saucing early. I do feel like saucing early is a big part of appearance, man. And I will say I do use the chicken fried rib grind for that pepper look, man. I think it shines through. It comes through, and man, I think anytime you get the judges to see something visually with their eyes, they're gonna, I think it's gonna translate once they put that bite in their mouth. I think they're gonna really go there.
You bass boating that chicken, huh? Bass boating the chicken.
I'm trying to bass boat everything, but brisket.
Damn.
Trying to bass
and
boat.
Your team, no wingtip, huh?
Yeah. Why do you need it? I mean, the wingtip for me is just, it's in the way. You're trying to present and trim this beautiful half bird, right? Why do you want that wingtip just to cover that whole breast? I mean, I feel like once it's in the box, if that wingtip that means nothing, they're not eating it. They're not, it's anything is good for a toothpick after you're done eating. But just cut that sucker off, get it out of the way. Don't let it, you don't let it put a visual, just a nasty little visual mark in front of your bird. And if it's burnt, I love that. I think that tells, if you're going to put it on there, burn that sucker and leave it on there. But it's just to make it good. Cause we're all trying to put a really juicy bird. I'm sure a lot of people have had, it's too juicy. This chicken is too juicy. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? That just means it's cooked properly and it's cooked well. It's not sitting under a lamp, which you're used to, and dry as shit. So basically you want them to see it's cooked, because once they cut into it and they're going to see some juices, and it's going to taste different than probably what they're used to. You don't want them to think it's undercooked or whatever it may be. You want them to visually think it's done. And so once they visually think it's done, once they put that in their mouth, they're like, oh shit, this is some damn good juicy bird, instead of, oh my God, that's not done. That's come look at this, judge, because it's not done yet. And it doesn't
do you
matter.
like a left side or a right side, or does it matter to you on the half?
It doesn't matter.
No. So,
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He said he's whipping ass to either side. It does
Either
not.
side.
What's your poundage on when you're picking your bird, Rob? What's the poundage?
They're about 4.5 pounds. They're big birds. If I don't mind cooking a 4.8, 4.7, 4.8, 4.9. But I'd try to stick around a 4.5. It will fill the box, especially if like some of these IBCA guys where you can't put extra stuff in it.
Yeah.
Put a big ass bird in there. Just cook it all the way through. Fill that.
Yeah.
What
you specific to brand?
Forward or breast in the back, or does it matter to you?
I didn't hear Phil's question. Breast forward for sure is when I present, because to me, breast forward, but not the back, right? You can still do a breast forward when they're showing the back. I want breast forward where you're looking straight at the breast, not the back of the chicken. Why? I don't understand why people do that. I see some in the Rate My Box, and I'm just like, don't do that. Don't do that. You don't want to see the backbone of the bird. Put it the opposite way.
There you go.
Yeah.
And a couple questions on here. One is, are you doing start to finish on the drum, or do you go to the rec tech?
I do go to the rec tech. Like I mentioned about saucing, once I sauce, they go on the rec tech. And there's no particular reason other than I just to me, it just presents a more even. That sauce will set evenly on the Rectech. I feel like on the drum sometimes, some of the heat flare ups or whatever it may be will splotch it up a little bit more than I'd like to see. This just adds. And I think everybody should have a pellet smoker in their arsenal these days, man. It's just, to me, it's
general tool, man.
It's a tool. It's a definitely tool. They cook great food. If you want, I know Bill was killing it on ribs for a while on his Rectech 580. But to me, I think it's everybody should have that in their arsenal. Even I see these vertical smokers were just basically a warming tool for some of these guys. To me, it works great. Once you wrap, I do the fill method on wrapping with the pan. That's where I first learned that. But once you wrap, you put them in a Rectech at 300 degrees. At an hour and a half later, they're pretty much done, and I can pretty much guarantee it. If you have something that has a little variable into it, it may not be that certain, but it's pretty much done at that point, an hour and a half after I wrap. So on ribs.
You got a question on where you're probing the bird at to hit 157. Brad?
I'm probing it right under the wing. I don't probe the thigh. I don't mess with it. I go right under the wing into the breast.
And how hot are you cooking, Ron? Are you cooking
350?
300, okay.
300.
What's
Nice.
that? I got two questions, Rob. What's the bullseye on when you set the sauce, temp wise, and what brand chicken are you married to these days, or what do you prefer?
Everything's 300 drums, pellet smokers. Everything's 300 degrees. I just like to keep it simple. When my wife is with me or friends are with me, they know, hey, if you see that needle drop down or it goes too high, let me know. I just want everybody that's in my camp to know 300. So that number is pretty much solid across all of it. Now brisket, I will start hotter a little bit, but it ends up at 300 all the time. What was the other question?
Brand chicken. What brand whole birds are you using?
I'm using the HEB Naturals right now. I was using that Air Chill. I was married to Sam's Club, had a Forester Farms bird, which was awesome.
With the green?
The green and yellow bag. You would open them things and it was just a white bird. It was no preservatives. It was just a blank canvas for chicken, and I love that. And then I started doing those once that went away, I started using those air chilled ones from HEB, but them suckers are like $22 a bird. So then Diane should mention, she just bought at home one. She was like, and these were like, I forget what they cost. I think they were like $7. And we went on a run, and so we haven't stopped. So we've been using those HEB Naturals.
Have you cooked the Bell and Evans one? I see a lot of people. I think maybe have you cooked any of those? The Bell and Evans?
I haven't cooked them yet. I know that the Chop and Block sells them and they do really well. A lot of guys are doing really well with them, but no, I just it's just easy, convenient, and boom, gone.
And they're smaller. Those the Bell and Evans are pretty small, am I right?
I'm not sure.
I got different sizes. Man, we were up in Rhode Island and they had Bell and Evans and is it Springer Mountain Farm? Is that right, Wes?
Springer Mountain. Yeah.
Yeah. So they had both of those, and man, they were both clean looking chickens, and they had them in the the mid fours, the low. They had 3.5 to 4.5. There was plenty of selection. I was like, shit, they're making it easy up here. So
I thought they were using smart chickens. We're using dumbass chickens down here, but
chickens.
The smart chickens got wingtips and shit on them.
Yeah, there ain't too many smart chickens in Texas, I don't think. So
there's no doubt.
None.
That's good info, Bob. I appreciate that.
Where are we sitting at, Wes? Total. You got the total? Where are we at?
I keep it running, brother. We're at 1610.
1610. Yeah.
Just absolutely amazing from everybody tonight. It is.
We're going to continue the trend for the rest of the month. So everything we bring in this month, we'll get it over to Texas Firewalkers for sure. So
hell yeah,
that is awesome.
Man, I appreciate you and Phil even or just mentioning that. That's the first thing you guys thought of and what your mind went to, and that says a lot about you guys. That man, let's donate and get this stuff over. Every little bit helps, and these guys are spending some of their own money. So, man, I can't say it enough. Thank you. I think we got some of the best viewers out there, and they definitely ponied up tonight.
Not only that, like Grant Pinkerton, he sent a bunch of food out there. I know Louis works with Grant or for Grant now, and he's been over there. I've seen just individual barbecue guys that just basically hooked up their trailer and took off towards the area, and commend those guys and gals. If you're doing that, please put your name down there. We'd like to give you a shout out. But man, it's awesome to see, people that have stepped up to help out. And so it's really great. The barbecue committee is special. We all know that, in times like these, we all come together to help. So this is awesome.
Yep, it is. So, and I don't know, Rob, I don't want to throw you out there on this, but do y'all have any type of thing that y'all are going to run tomorrow that we want to preference, or do you have that even set up? Because I know you got to set it up in the system.
You talking about for donations? Yes.
Donations or anything?
Yeah. So we're going to be, unfortunately, hey, a lot of YouTubers are watching. Go like our YouTube page, because we're close. We're like 40 people. We're 40 people away from being able to accept donations. But yeah, I've reached out to the barbecue store, Dustin, and we're, like I said, we're going to get a Turtle Box Ranger, and we're going to raffle that off $25 a spot for 100 spots. All $2,500 of that is going to go to Texas Firewalkers, I believe is where we, what I know from Pee Wee and everything that they do, and he's, like he mentioned, he's going to be there. He said once people start leaving and going back to their jobs, they're still going to be there. So they're going to continue to need that support. So we're going to do that. We're going to raise $2,500 and send it to,
and like Rob, if you're not following him on his So Smoking Gooder Show page on YouTube, make sure you're following him. He's really close to get monetized. Needs 40 more people. So, man, all you guys out there need to give him a follow. So I don't know if we can post it in the chat of. There's Kicking Ash. So shoot, another $50. Appreciate it.
Hey, we're at 1660. I'd love to at least hit 1700 before we get off the show tonight. We need 40 more bucks. But yeah, we can get something posted out. You guys, if you're watching, stop what you're doing and go like this show. Let's get this guy monetized and get it rolling. And it's a great show to watch anyway.
Thank you, Wes.
Yeah, well, Alfie now since he wanted to put on there.
He's far enough away. Say what you really mean, Wes. No, he's back. Don't say wait.
Great guy. Now hitting on the after party. We'll really talk.
$1,700 on this show.
Oh, there we go. Kicking Ash.
Pretty amazing. I love that couple. They're a lot of fun to watch.
1710
when they get calls. They're great I love their enthusiasm.
Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, not that I'm saying something that's not already, but I will say that you guys have the best awards in all of barbecue. It ain't close. It's every weekend. We have a few that do that. You guys have it every weekend, and I'll watch, some of y'all's when y'all go live, and I'm like, man, it's a party. It is an absolute party. So kudos to all you guys doing it.
It is a lot of fun. We got to do a double recently. Phil wasn't able to be there, but Bill and I were there, and it was just, we did IBCA, CBA joint deal, and they ran their awards, and it's exciting to go, hold your number and read them, but it just had a different vibe, different feel once the CBA started with the music, and full disclosure, I'm on the board of CBA, so I do love what we do. But IBCA did a great job as well, but just the vibe, like you mentioned, of the music, it's just different. It's just, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Hey, this is for Bill and Phil. Let me jump back right here real quick, and you guys can I know a lot of people have asked, when you guys doing all your traveling, how can you consistently, put up your wins and get good product delivered to where you compete? I know, Bill, me and you talked about that today.
Yeah.
Bill, you want to just kind of hit on kind of some of your playbook when you're traveling?
Was it Bill or Phil? Sorry.
Phil or Bill, it doesn't matter. Both do the same thing.
Man, I'll start. It's cool. We do travel a lot. You learn as you go with it. But, man, out of the gates, talking to the promoter is a good place to start, right? Depending on how far it is. Man, if we're flying, obviously we're barring cookers and the more versatile you are on cookers, the easier it is to borrow things. If you're a drum cooker, that's easy. There's drums everywhere. Man, if I have enough time in advance, I'll ship a lot of like dry products, my rubs, injections, and whatnot, like in a big box, just a 20-pound box, UPS, and for 20 or 30 bucks, I ship it up there to the promoter, and then I got a box of goodies when I get to the contest. Other stuff, I'll just go to Walmart and buy all the consumables as far as full and pans and whatnot, stuff that you can pick up at Walmart. Meats, man, I try to travel with my meats. I prefer to do that. Man, if not, hopefully you got a good source Cordy's been good for me over the years when I'm out of town and like all over different parts of the country. They'll, I can trust them to make a phone call and send me good meats and keep me where I need to be. But man, that's the biggest portion of it, right? Just planning ahead. The more
when
you can
travel, when you travel, you like checking it like an extra bag or something like that with the plane?
No, so you don't have to, and it kind of depends on the length of time, Rob. But if I'm just going for a quick trip, like 2 days, boom, cook the contest, wheel home. Man, most airlines you can have the carry on plus so I'll have a backpack, and then I'll have the hard ones that you put in your overhead. Yeah. Man, that's where I'll put my frozen meats. So I'll just throw my frozen meats in that. Man, they'll stay frozen. When I flew from Minnesota to Alaska, it was about 12 hours from when I left to go to the airport to when I got to where I was going. And man, everything was frozen solid. And I had a brisket, I had a flat, a point, 3 racks of ribs, 4 or 5 money mussels. I bought my chicken when I got there. So that's how I like to travel. Make it work for you. But yeah, I just throw them in the overhead and man, put them right above me. I haven't had any troubles.
What's leaking?
Man, I actually did have that in Minnesota. It was really humid when we left, and that hard pack suitcase, I had all frozen meats in there, and it was pretty full. And I'm wheeling down the airport, and the entire suitcase is just sweating. It's like, man, it's screaming, check me. Like, it's not cool. And sure as shit, we go through TSA and we wheel that thing up there. And, we're going through there, and the guy's like, whose bag is this? I'm like, yeah, that's mine. He goes, man, come over here with me, So we're going to talk about it a little bit. And, man, he whipped that thing open. He's like, man, what's in here? And I'm like, man, it's meat. And he flipped. And he goes, okay, cool, you're good. And closed it back and gave it to me and left. That was it. That's how quick it was and easy. So, yeah, it's you're not doing anything wrong. It just kind of feels like maybe you are.
And I'll tell you this, man, I know this from experience, and it's, everybody's got their own experiences, but I flew out to Vegas for a comp. I guess it was, I don't know, a year ago, or no, it was actually that Bullhead City. And man, I tried to prepare and mix all my sauces. I put them in soup containers and little plastic like wonton soup containers you get from Restaurant Depot, and man, they exploded in my suitcase. So if you're going to travel with sauce, man, I would just travel with the original packaging, if it's in a bottle, because that stuff gets shipped to us, from, if you're going to order, sauce from Cosmo or Blues Hog online, it's going to ship to you. So when I've traveled with sauce in the original containers, man, they haven't exploded. But those little soup containers, man, it was all over my luggage. I had to, I just threw away the luggage, all over my clothes. It was, everything smelled like Blues Hog when I got to, when I picked up my bag from the airport. So
I'd have put some money down in Vegas for it exploding. I was like, yeah, that thing's not going to make it.
I'll add on to that, Bill. So if I am traveling with rubs, injections, sauces, I will do that in a check bag. So, and I'll tape the lids as well. Man, the Blues Hog bottles are really sturdy, and man, those are good. But I'll throw some packing tape on the lids of all the rubs, injections, and sauces. Throw them in a check bag, and man, I'll check them in as soon as I get to the airport. And I haven't had any trouble when I get to where I'm going. Man, I open it up, it looks like I just packed the deal. And I'll put all my knives, electronics, whatnot, in that check bag. That's what I did on this trip. Man, in New Zealand, I've got all my knives and I brought more than just a pair of scissors this time. So, I'm sure I'm over prepared, which won't work out good. I should have just brought the scissors, but I do have more this time. So we'll see.
There keeps being a question asked by Eddie.
I usually buy chicken there. What's that?
I said
What'd you say,
the question has been asked multiple times. This is for Phil. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wants to know the shelf life on Playboy, and I just say you use the Eddie. You're going to screw it up anyway. Just use it. It doesn't matter. You're going to overcook
Man,
it.
did they say the
So if you can
shelf
prep
life
it
on
up-
Playboy? I mean, did they
Yes.
say,
Yeah.
was that the question? The shelf life on Playboy?
Eddie's been asking multiple times.
And it's about 2
Man,
weeks.
has anybody ever had a shaker of Playboy that really thought about asking the shelf life length of it? I mean, they're not that big, but man, I don't know, a couple years. It's actually 18 months, I think, for an honest answer. But man, I've made it a habit for years to use the rock hardest product that I have. I'll consume it. Doesn't change anything. It's still just as good. Man, a lot of people throw it in a spice grinder and make it a little easier to work with. But man, it's got a really long shelf life, so should be good to go.
You're supposed to use a bottle per water. How do you even
That's
have any?
Man, that's what I was saying. Has anybody really ever made it over 3 weeks? I mean, what are we doing?
Oh, he said he found a bottle that's been open like a year ago. He said,
And I would just buy a new one. I would just buy.
I would buy a new. I would honestly throw it away and buy a new one, man. If it's been over 30 days, man, buy a new one. I'd buy two.
What
Just
would
so you have
Kit
enough.
do? What would Kit do?
Man, Kit would put duct tape around it, put it in a different shaker for sure, where he couldn't identify what it was, and man, he would probably leave it in a very humid environment
For another year. For another
He's
year.
on
for
mushrooms.
another year.
And then he'd get to the cook-off and rock up in your trailer. Hey, you got any foul play I can borrow? You know?
Man, I just need a little bit. I just need a little bit.
Yeah.
Man, I asked him. This was day before yesterday. We're still a little ways off from cooking anything, and he's cooking here too. He's cooking in New Zealand and in Australia. And I asked him, like, man, what all did you bring? He goes, man, I didn't bring nothing. And I'm like, huh.
He said, what'd you bring?
And he followed it up with, you said you had everything. And I'm like, what? You know? And I don't really remember saying that, you know? I said, man, I did. I shipped over a ton of rubs. I mean, we got all my products over here, but man, I ain't bringing a knife for you. You know what I mean? Like, come on, Kit. God damn it. It ain't like he needs it either, right? He don't need electronics. Man, he's over there. It looks perfect. You know, I mean, shit. He's going to kick all our asses over here doing the KP shit.
Is he getting any surfing in?
Man, he talks about it a lot, but the waves are either, Rob, they're either too big or too small. Man, he ain't found a wave he liked yet. So either that's going to kill you or those are pukers. That's all we found.
But it is 40 degrees there as well, right?
Oh yeah, man, it's too cold. It's either too cold or too hot, Wes. If we're, in California, it's a little warm.
Right.
New Zealand, little cold. So no, he's we've seen a lot of really nice waves, but not the right one. Maybe it'll happen before we come home.
Yeah. And you're there what? And for a week or two? You talked about it earlier. Then you go to Australia.
Yeah, so we're in New Zealand till the 20th or the 21st, off the top of my head, and then like a week in Australia, and then maybe around August 1st we fly back to LAX. Carmen and Reed will go back home. School starts for him on August 4th, and Kit's gonna fly up with me to Minnesota. We'll take hold of the truck and the trailer, and then, man, I don't know, hit some comps on the way home over the next 2, 3, 4. Well, I don't know. We don't really have plans at this point. We'll get into something though.
Nice.
I got a funny Kit story for you guys. We were at a contest, and this is my kid's 18 now. Evan is 18, Eli's 16, but Evan was I don't know, probably 16 or 15, and thought he was pretty stylish, right? And he had these new shoes on, and he was all happy about them, and thinking he was Mr. Cool with these new tennis shoes on. And Eli was just, whatever, younger brother. He was razzing his younger brother. Anyway, we get to a contest, and Eli hits me on the shoulder, and he's like, Dad, look at Mr. Kit. Kit had the exact same shoes on that Evan did.
Rob, I knew that's where it was headed. I haven't heard this story before. I felt like interjecting, going, oh my God, He had the same shoes on as
It
kid.
had the same shoes on as Evan, and Evan immediately, and Eli just starts laughing at Evan. Evan was
Do
just
you
like,
look? Don't say it. I want to guess. Do you remember what brand they were? I feel like I could guess.
yeah, I know exactly what brand they were.
This is my guess. Were they New Balance?
No, they were Nike. They were Nike.
Nikes. Oh, they were Nikes.
Black
Okay.
and white,
Okay.
black and white Nikes with a red swoosh on them. And so funny because Evan thought he was Mr. Cool.
How many times did he wear those shoes after that?
None. They were done. They were retired after that. They were.
He gave Kid the extra pair. You can have these.
He should have. He should have, because after that, if Evan would have put them on, Eli would have gave him so much crap. So he never wore them again. Done.
Oh, that's funny. Oh shit. Yep. All these years and Kit can still keep up with the times. He knows what the kids are wearing.
Kid knows. He knows. He's either rocking some newer style shoes or his sandals, one or the other.
Yeah. Man, we've been looking hard, but we haven't found his next ex-wife yet. We've been looking hard for him though. So, man, if anybody out there's got candidates, let us know.
I think I just got a message from Pee Wee that they're going to be. I think they're going to be picking up all the leftovers in Bandera too. So
nice.
The CBA this weekend in Bandera, they're going to get all the get a bunch of competition barbecue. So
where are you going, Bill?
Man, I haven't decided if I'm gonna go Bandera or where you're. I think what's the one you're going to?
I'm going to McDade.
And then I think the following week I'm going to go and cook. There's an auto in Utah that's paying $20,000.
Oh, nice.
So that CBA in Massachusetts canceled. So I was going to go there, but man, they got $20,000 in Utah. They've got 27 teams. I think Fred's trying to get flights as well. So me and Fred are going to go up to Utah and see if they like some Texas barbecue or not. So,
well, you and Fred can't drink in Utah.
No, we're gonna have to be off the sauce. So,
can you even do tobacco?
Did you cook that one last year? It's like some kind of rodeo, Phil. Did you cook that one last year, the rodeo one, or no?
No, I didn't. I cooked the Ogden. I think it's the Utes or whatever. It might have been the one that they already had a few weeks ago that didn't make enough teams. I think we had close to third. Yeah, it was the Utes. It's an Indian tribe up there, but. Anyway, man, I think we had like 30 teams last year. Maybe it was a great contest. Maybe there was some conflict in schedules this year, but I think they only had, 18 or 20 or whatever it didn't make. So that's what's creating that one being an auto. What is it? Salt Lake City? The Ogden one was only like 40 minutes, maybe 30 to 45 minutes outside of Salt Lake City.
Man, it's Salt Lake City. It's supposed to be some kind of big rodeo, one of their big rodeos. So, man, it's a beautiful city, man. Salt Lake City's beautiful, man. There's mountains and man, it's just gorgeous. So I'm gonna bring the cowboy hat for sure. So
yeah, that's the way to skew the odds. Man, them boys don't know what's coming.
I remember to bring the cowboy hat. So.
Hey, Bill, RecTech has a facility there. They have a headquarters, not their headquarters, but they got a spot.
They do. It's like 20 minutes. It's about 20 minutes south of Salt Lake City.
So you're saying you can get some smokers over there?
Lehigh, I think maybe.
Yeah, Lehigh.
Off the top of my head.
That is it.
And RecTech actually has a facility there as well.
Well, Fred just got a new RecTech as well.
He did.
I think he just got a new one, but yeah, I think we've got pits lined up. I've got Gabe smoking volts. He's driving. He's going to bring me drums. So, and another guy, Brandon Nelson's, he's sorted me a pellet grill as well. So I've got drums and a pellet grill going.
That's all you need, baby.
That's it. So.
And I'm jealous. You guys are still chasing autos. I'm jealous. I was having fun chasing some autos and coming close, just not making it come together. Next year,
I mean, the last 3 cook-offs have all been reserves as well. I reserved this last weekend. I reserved the weekend before that. Reserved the weekend before that. So, it'd be nice to pluck one this next weekend. So we'll see.
Man, we can't bitch about reserves, but shit, every now and then, man, the right one.
And when Phil says he came close,
Right.
bro,
As close as you can get.
that
I'm
was
telling you, man.
that was a
That guy
razor.
is
razor
the
thin.
decibel.
Man, it was close, but it wasn't janky leg close at the jack. How about that?
Oh,
Love you, Jordan. Love you, Jordan. Man, I
hey,
feel for you, bro.
He'll throw up again if you talk about it.
We're just trying to wake him up.
But I think Utah, Salt Lake City is about 5,000 feet elevation. So it's, it's going to be a little elevation cook as far as, man, it's not sea level like we're used to. So, but man, we'll make the adjustments. Tender is tender. So I'm not too worried about it.
Just cook it, brother. I think you've cooked it about all of them, hadn't you?
Yeah, I'm not too worried. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's asking if I can drop ship them. No, RecTech can drop ship you. They don't even have to drop ship you. They're already there. Just go check out their store.
Yeah, they're there. So,
They might even have a buyback program you can talk to.
Tell them Wes Garrett sent you.
yeah, exactly.
Use hashtag who?
Use hashtag lock the door. Click.
Right. Yeah. F that guy.
Right.
Yeah, knock it out.
Man, we're an hour and a half in. What's our total number? I think probably.
Sir, we are sitting at, and congratulations to everybody. We're at 1810.
1810.
Absolutely phenomenal. You guys did a hell of a job.
Amazing. Amazing.
Absolutely.
Well,
So
cheers,
thank you,
everybody.
And hopefully Rob got that extra 40 subscribers. Subscribe to So Smoking Gooder Show on YouTube if you guys aren't.
Either way, we're gonna make a nice donation to the Texas Firewalkers. Like I said, Dustin's got us. We're gonna buy that Ranger and auction that, not auction. We're gonna raffle that sucker off, and 100% of that money is gonna go to them as well. So there's Margie. She's still in the comments right now. And guys, put that contest on your calendar next year. It was just like 4 weeks ago. Make sure you bring some ant killer though. The ants got me pretty damn good.
And sign up early. Sign up early. They got some RV spots, but if you want power, sign up early.
I think they have 25 power spots. So I want my spot, Margie, next year. But so whenever the registration happens, but it's a great event. They have a great venue. They have a bar there. They have their own bar. They have their own stage. They had a really good band that played on Friday night. And then afterwards, I think we may have more teams next year after this show and this past weekend, and know more about Texas Firewalkers now. They invited us to their pool. There's a pool back there, and man, it was just a blast. It was just a great contest. And like I said, once we left there, I told Diane, we're doing this all the time. It was in Rosanke, Texas.
The food is great too. The food at their bar, it's and all the food, everything is, man, it's great. So
pool party. There she is. Yeah, it was a wonderful event, like I said. But after that contest, though, we ordered straight ant killer. It's always in the trailer now because man, they got me pretty. They got me pretty good. I still have marks on my feet, my legs from that weekend. It was a great cook off. And Twisted D was there. He had a first pork and a first brisket. That was nice.
That was the cook off. Oh, I got you.
Yeah. Wasn't that one. James
there he goes.
360 won it, and Mr. Nice Guy Tony, I think his name is he RGC'd. Good times out there.
Now,
thanks for having me on the show, boys.
Anyone you want to thank, Rob? Any sponsors you want to shout out before we shut her down?
I've got some people that support us. My good friend Jessica, she's a big supporter of Team Bullhorn. She supports us going to the Royal each and every week. RecTech's been a big part of me. Cosmo's been a big part of what we do. Both of you guys have been a part of our arsenal. Texas Oil Dust, Joey Machado, Texas Original Charcoal. He's a big supporter of what we do. It's just I got a big crew behind me, and of course my wife. She's my ever since she really came on board and said, you know what, hey, we're going to do this. Let's do this. This is a few years ago now, but we were just a team that just liked to go out and hang out and party on Fridays and do kinds of a lot of fun. And then we'd knock one off here and there. But man, she really when she came on board and been part of Bullhorn as a team, we just started doing very well since then. So yeah, it's just team effort. Everything that we do is like all of us know. You guys have great support behind you as well, and I think it's important. So yeah, as long as you got a good support crew and you're committed to the craft, I think you're going to do well out there. And it's just trying to learn each and every week, man. I'm still learning. I think all of us still learn each and every week as far as different people and stuff like that. My son just got home from his job. So, but no.
Appreciate it, Rob. I think next week Phil's going to have a New Zealand guest or an Australian guest. And man, we'll be coming to you live from down under. So.
Well, thanks, boys. It's been fun.
It's been a blast.
Man, thanks, Chick Nation. Appreciate the donations and Steel Country Sauce.
See y'all tomorrow, 8 o'clock.